Hey, everybody. Let me know if you could hear that. If you can hear me, you know how it is. Let me see who's here hanging out. Hey, Goslin. Good to see you. Miss Tiff, Justice for Kylie Rodney. Absolutely. Miss Jendo, welcome. Again, I appreciate your membership. It's very kind of you for your support. Um, hey, Michael, how are you? And everyone's doing well today and see you all soon. I hope you have a good one. Fred, tornado watch until 10 p.m. Oh my God, please be safe. What the? Looks like it's calming down good. I took a nap, so we'll try to stay here. Okay, dude, but just be careful, okay? Don't get swept up by that hurricane. Hey, Fred, how are you? How are you doing? Mom first, good to see you. Hey, Princess Megan, how are you doing? Crime Watch with Kenny, how are you? What time is it for you right now, Crime Watch with Kenny? Good, thank you guys for being here and kind of putting up with that music at the beginning. I don't have a fancy intro situation. Maybe one day I will when I give it time, but for now, YouTube gives me a lot of stuff that I can just play for you guys. Thank God. Good, good, good. Hey, Miss Sunflower, good to see you. Hey, Mega Pies and Muffins, I apologize. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. What I wanted to do today was have a discussion, and my limit right now is 9 p.m. It's 7:35 now for me, so I don't want to keep it very long. I know there are people that watch the replay, and I'm very grateful for that. So if you're someone that's watching the replay, I appreciate you, and thank you for your comments. The feedback is important. It's necessary for me to get better, for just overall health of the channel. You know what I'm saying? It's 1 in the morning. Okay, Crime Watch with Kenny. Well, you better have some coffee. So, again, thank you everybody for just being so kind and supportive to each other. Right now, we are experiencing a lot of controversy in the true crime world. If you haven't noticed, it's almost like it's kind of spreading like COVID did, didn't it? You know. Um, so we can be the reason. We can help stop it if we just focus on the right things and we focus on the right victims. So again, thank you for being here. What I wanted to do today was discuss and go over some information. Thank you, Miss Sunflower. And go over some information regarding Rudy Farias. I know many of you have maybe seen where he speaks. Here, let me share that here. I'm not showing my face because there's no makeup on my face and I look different. I look different. I'm not the same person, let me tell you. I pay a lot of money for foundation. Okay, let me get to that video right now. Here we go. There we go. This is a long interview. I'm just gonna like skim through it and then I'll put the link in the description. I promise I'm gonna do that. Sometimes I forget, but I need to do better about that. Um, we're gonna go over Rudy Farias today, Kylie, and Dylan Rousey. For those of you that were at the live 2 days ago, um, we were we I happened to just stumble upon a comment left on a video, and if you go back, you can see how that all transpired. And I swear to God, this is God's will. Okay, uh, the mom Gina, she came into our live, and thank God she came up and shared her story with everybody. And I don't know if you're listening I don't know if you're listening, Gina, or not. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Thank you, Tiff. You're sweet. Hi, John. How are you? I don't know if you guys were here for that, but it was a pretty intense story. It was a pretty intense time, and I know that those people that watched the replay, they were just kind of taken back by it all. Hey, Katie Bug, how are you? And so I want to go over that a little bit and kind of show you some things that Gina showed me because she gave us a lot of info and it's going to take days to kind of get through all that. So we'll probably do a few yeah, we'll probably do a few lives over that just to cover and make sure that we kind of crossed our T's and dotted our I's. So again, Gina, if you're listening, our hearts are with you and for Dylan, and I will never lose hope that your boy will get justice, as and the many other children, not just in Placer County, but just all over the world, is really that are lost. Hi, going crazy. How are you? Okay, so just bear with me here. We're gonna start with Rudy, and then we'll get to everything that we want to get to. I'm also gonna keep an eye on chat, y'all. So um, anything you want to say, it's important or discuss, and I'll try my best to address it. Okay. Okay. Here we go with Rudy's interview. Now, Rudy's interview was a few days ago. Okay. And for those, a little bit of backstory, he was presumed missing 8 years ago. He was 17 years old. And then a couple weeks ago, he was found outside of a church. Now, as a 26-year-old, he says he's corrected as he's 26. He was found at the church. Now, this interview gives us an idea of what that's how that situation transpired. I'm not really sure. Oh, Katie Bug, good. No, you're right on time. There is it's still not clear how the police was called and just the details of all that. But he himself says that he was walking around and he was lost and he didn't know where to go. This person does not have a car. Rudy does not have a car. Doesn't seem like he has anything. But in this interview, he talks about having access to the internet. So this is where people are confused. So I'm going to play a little bit of this interview. Of course, his face is blurred out upon his request, and I don't blame him. Grizzy was the one that posted on her, I believe it was TikTok, then YouTube, and then yeah. But this is from Fox 26 Houston. So we'll get started here. And again, thank you guys for being here. Oh, they're having a spin on my finger. Okay. All right, let's go.
And kindness,
Can you hear the audio? Is my question to you right
So
now. There we go.
the world thought you were missing for 8 years. Where were you? Where have you been?
just at home, just stuck at home. If somebody would come over, my mom would just tell me stay in the room. Keep the door locked, don't let them in, don't make any sounds, do anything.
Tell us about what it was like living there. Were you allowed to leave the room? Was she holding you there against your
She
will?
never like locked me in or like handcuffed me or anything like that. I had free will to leave. It just felt like brainwashing, honestly. Like it just kept confusing me, just the way she would manipulate me into saying like, oh, you're gonna get arrested because you have a speeding ticket or something, like something minor, something innocent, and then it would just kind of escalate into just people just sorry
You're good.
which is
Take your time.
yeah, it just escalated from there, from just wanting to get away from home, just be free, live my own life, arguing all the time. And then we eventually just went into just she locked me in there pretty much mentally, just that she was my only parent, she was the only person I ever really had.
And you have to remember that okay, when I listen to this young man speak, I can hear the the hurt in his voice. He's been through a lot. Um you have to remember that his father killed himself when he was young. He lost his young brother. So he's watching his family just fall apart right in front of his eyes. And you know, no mother is perfect. This lady literally has so many problems. It's like a your head will spin, right? If you really dig into all the family secrets and all the lies that surround this person. So yeah, this person Rudy just sounds he sounds to me like he has suffered a lot of mental abuse. Um, and I feel like people forgot about him. People in his family forgot about him. I know they say now that, oh, we know we never stop thinking about him or looking for him. But I mean, at some point, if this person is walking around the town and in the neighborhood, something is wrong. This person doesn't have an invisibility cloak that they can just walk around and no one notice. You know what I'm saying?
Besides my brother. So when I lost my brother, I didn't have anybody to teach me how to live, how to have confidence or trust in myself or anything. So I just depended on my mom all my life.
What had you been doing for those 8 years?
Just trying to study the best I can online, understand how.
So here, he's explaining how he had access to the internet and he was trying to learn the internet from his home.
The world works, understand different cultures, different religions, different everything. Because my life, I just believe that we should stop putting labels on everything and just understand the communities and the prosperity and the growth and the positivity, because there's just too much fighting, there's too much anger, there's too much depression and mental health problems in the world.
So he's over here talking about the whole world and how the world is messed up. This is coming from the person that essentially was mentally abused by his own mother. He's on right now. He's talking about other people, caring about other people, the world. To me, this part broke my heart. To be honest, it broke my heart.
Would you believe that doing
So we'll just go over that commercial.
Yeah, we just need to spread.
No, Kenny, this woman is not in jail. There are not talks of any charges being filed against this person.
Spread more positivity, because all of it, everything around us, it's an algorithm that.
He just said we got to spread more positivity. This coming from the person that was held up by his mother, has been mentally abused. This person is saying spread positivity. This is what we were just talking about right before this live.
They control through the social media and through the colors and just everything. Like if you see something white, like a white wall or a white pillowcase or a white car driving around the place, you'll just understand that, like, you're just trying to have a positive thought, and then you'll look at something white and get sidetracked, and you'll get distracted about stuff and things, and then you'll find stuff like a.
Hi Dana. Oh, hi Dana. How are you? Let's see. Okay, so Miss Shan says nope. She's trying to sue and get Grizzy locked up. Right. Janie filed a complaint on Grizzy. Yeah, but see, Grizzy was just doing what every other reporter was doing. Christine Herman. Hi, I've never seen you, but welcome. If he's been on drugs, he sounds very mixed up and unable to carry a normal line of conversation. Yes, and so that was something else that was being said, that he was under the influence of drugs. I think the neighbor said that every time he would come by, he was just out of it a little bit. Yes. Okay, here we go. I wanted to get to Miss Dana. Hey, Ara, have you done a background check on him? I saw that he was in accelerated classes in high school. He also did 2 years of drama acting. Wow, is that right? I have not done a background check. I didn't even think to do that, but it's very interesting what you're telling me. So I'm now going to go check and see what that's about. Yeah, it is insane, Kenny. It's me, Heather. Hi there. Shinema Sogun is on fire, though. Check. I definitely will. I haven't yet, but I will. Thank you for that. Michael, High Squirrel's on fire. Jen, he was on mushrooms during. Oh, that's what you read. That's crazy. Live talking about his past. Okay, I'm definitely gonna check that out. Thank you, Dana. I appreciate you. That is awesome. Thank you, guys. Yes, I saw Grizzy's TikTok. Oh my goodness, it's a lot.
Pink
I'm gonna
wall or
rewind. I'm
something,
gonna
or
fast
pink
forward a little bit.
ideas or thoughts into my head whenever I'm just trying to, just understand the world
Do you think your mom took advantage of you?
heavily.
How does that feel? I mean, I can't imagine. You said your mom's really the only person in your family you have. How was that you felt your own mom took advantage?
It's like I lived in prison. It's like I lived in a jail my whole life. I just wanted to be free. I wanted to have my own job. I just wanted to live my life. I just wanted to.
Yeah, I sorry, that's a little tough. It's a little tough. um, there are a lot of people online that speculate whether this is true or whether he's being genuine. I believe he's being genuine until I see otherwise. But I know I need to do more research on this. A lot has been going on, so maybe I'm not like 100% up to date to it. But I appreciate you guys filling me in the comments. And welcome, Christine. I'm glad that you're commenting.
Just love somebody, have somebody else that would actually love me, because I wasn't sure what love was. I struggle with understanding my emotions. I don't know when I'm sad and that I'm sending out negative energy. I don't understand when I'm happy and sending out positive energy. It's just after I.
I'm fast forwarding
And-
just so I
and
can.
What was she
see the
doing
questions.
exactly that kept you hidden?
It's just every time I would try to leave or try to do things for myself, like I want to go get my own money, I want to go work a different job, I want to do this and that, they would always just come right back around to just.
What does he mean by they? Because he's saying that he would want to go get a job or something like that, and then he says, but then they would turn around. Is he talking about his mom, or is there something else happening here?
Do this and that, they would always just come right back around to just don't do that, or it's bad, don't do that. Like cops are gonna come out, they're gonna do this, they're gonna arrest you if you're driving a car without a license, or this and that. It's just like, oh, how do you expect me to get a license to drive a car if I can't even go out?
Why do
If
you
all I do is work 12-hour shifts 7 days a week and I get $60, like I don't understand how that's fair.
Why do you think she wanted to keep you hidden?
I don't know. It all started just because I had a speeding ticket. I went like 70 and
It started because he had a speeding ticket. Do you guys remember that? Yeah, probably, Jan. Do you guys remember the reports that he and his mother were pulled over on several occasions, or they had interactions with law enforcement, and they provided them with fake date of birth and fake names?
55 trying to go to work. And then when that all started, it's just like I wasn't able to have a life. I was starting to working and growing and, provide for myself. And then after that happened, I couldn't do it.
I think the question everyone has is why your mom would lie and say that you've been missing for 8 years. Did she ever tell you, did you ever ask, Mom, why are we pretending that I'm missing?
And that's the thing, when it comes to the real small details like that, I just can't, I don't remember. It's like.
But okay, I think this is what everybody wants to know. We all want to know how this went on for so long, because 8 years. Think about what you were doing 8 years ago. 8 years ago, I mean, I've been teaching now. This is going to be my 10th year. So 8 years ago, I was my second year of working. That's a long time ago. A lot has happened in those 8 years. So that's the question. That's what many of us are wondering. How did this? And I've listened to bits of this already, but it is a little bit like I can't get through it, obviously, because I still can't now, because then I stop and ask myself these things. So like, this is a grown person too. It's not a child. It's not someone you could hide easily. This is a real ass person. And then he doesn't really answer it, but again, I think Mishan said, I think he's tiptoeing around some details because he doesn't want to get his mother in trouble. But however, he does say that he doesn't want to be around her. He in an interview that I think it was this one, he says that he's not with her, doesn't want to be around her, but she keeps coming around trying to get in contact with him.
He just blocks it out, like she's blocking it out for me or something. It's like I just want to remember the facts. I just want to understand, who I am and what I'm trying to do, and just try to live my life the way I want to, not how she wants.
Hey, let me address this. Hey, Led with Love, how are you? We're talking about Dylan Rousey. Not he is someone that was killed in a vehicular manslaughter. This vehicular manslaughter, and Gina came in our live the other day and was talking about it. So it's a different Dylan, but I hope you stick around and catch his story, and as we talk more about what happened the other day. And welcome if I didn't say that already.
Wants me to.
I'm going to share with
Okay.
you exactly how.
Um, yes. Okay, good. I appreciate you being here. Thank you.
You questioning your mom, like, Mom, why am I doing
Yeah,
this?
I would always ask her stuff like, when am I gonna get a job? When am I gonna have my own car? When am I gonna be able to make my own decisions? When am I gonna be able to just go out and be free? Like, why can't we just go to the police station? Why can't I just get a lawyer? Why can't I just do that? And she's like, oh, you can't get a lawyer because it's too much money. We can't do that because it's too much money. Everything was always just money, money.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's always that is an easy cop out. Like that's so easy for her to tell him that we don't have any money, but here she is scamming everybody. She's literally scamming. I believe this woman just scammed everybody she met. She scammed her family until she couldn't anymore. She scammed all these men that she did or did not marry at the same time. She scammed her own son. I mean, it's a this woman is a walking, like, is I can't even say it because it's like I don't even I've never you only see that kind of shit in the movies, bro.
Money, money. It's a constantly money.
If you had to guess why she was doing this, was she making money from you being missing, as far as you know?
I don't know. I think somebody at one point mentioned something about an original GoFundMe page.
Mm.
And then my mom wanted to say something about like one of my aunts or something was like stole all the sodas or something. But meanwhile, where's all the money that they raised? Like, and where did that go to helping find me?
So we have video.
Where did all that money go? I mean, you can access this lady's bank records, right? Because at this point it is fraud. And this Rudy is saying that he doesn't even know where it went. So, my question is, do the police now have enough information to further a fraud investigation? Because this woman can be sued now, especially since the son is no longer under her grips. Now, there had to be something that happened that broke Rudy to get away from his mother, because I think him being at the church was his way of just saying enough is enough. You know what I mean? So, what happened? Something happened between Rudy and his mother that just made him just say it's enough. And I'm proud of him. If, let's say, the story is 100% legit, I'm proud that he did this. However, there is just so much more to this. Will we ever know? I don't know, because a lot of stuff that happens in the family stays in the family. But it's just something I've thought about, something to consider. Hey Doug, how are you? Welcome. Simply Smile, good to see you. um Led with Love says, if you are up to task, I have documents, legal ones I could send you on her entire life story. Hey, go for it. I'm down always to receive information. I'll drop my email here in a second.
So we actually, Fox 26, we interviewed your mother while you were in the hospital 10 years ago in 2012. What happened? Why were you in the hospital? And I guess it was mentioned to our reporter at
I'm
the
gonna
time that you
I'm gonna fast forward through this.
That I didn't have none of the idea.
Passed away. Talk to us about that, and was that a major part in this, how you were feeling with depending on your mom?
Yes, ma'am. He would take care of me. He would take me to and from school. He would pick me up. He would get me McDonald's. You just say little jokes and stuff. And after he had passed away, I just wasn't able to, love myself or anything anymore. I wasn't able to have.
Yeah, so it was, yeah, his father, the loss of his father severely traumatized him. That's no doubt. I wonder if the dad was kind of like the median between mom and Rudy, you know? I have seen, working in education, I have seen that personally, where it's either the mom or dad. It doesn't have to be the dad, but either or is kind of like a shield against the other parent for the kid. And it's not every couple, but I'm saying I've seen this a lot. And those are the students that usually kind of uh, that require more attention from the teachers, because the family dynamic is just so upside down. And maybe it was something like that. After he lost his father, it kind of all hell broke loose between him and his mother.
Somebody like a father figure. He was my brother, but I never had a dad. I only had stepdads. I didn't know how to grow up. I didn't know what I was doing as I was growing up. I didn't understand.
And I don't mean to be insensitive to this interview. I'm just speeding through it as best as I can, discussing, reading your comments. But I gave myself a time limit today, so I'm gonna do my best to get through the rest of this. I do, but Kylie Rodney is gonna be spoken about today, and Dylan. So just know that's why I'm doing this.
Just fall in love with your captive and just want to take care of them, do this and that. Like it would just constantly just be me trying to help and just take care of my mom, do whatever she needs because I cared about her and she's the only person I had.
Did your mom, over this last 8 years, did she say anything, or like, is there anything that sticks out in your mind that bothers you, or that you remember conversations with her that
Just I don't know. I used to have to sleep in her bed sometimes. I don't remember why. Just like next to her. It wouldn't be anything sexual or anything like that. I wouldn't lie about that because there's plenty of people that need honest truths when it comes to those things. That just muddies the water to lie about those type of things. That's where I said the media, they like to twist my words and confuse things. I never said anything bad about her in that regard, but just
Well, you have to remember that Quanell X was the first person to stand up in front of people and say that Rudy was playing dad for his mom, and that meant maybe a sexual abuse. I think it was he alluded to that. I don't remember him actually saying that though. I don't remember him actually saying that, getting into details about that. He just said mom asked him to play dad. But here in this interview, he describes it in a way as in kind of being an emotional partner. Now, I am being very naive about how I am expressing this. I know this. But you have to be careful. If we haven't learned that already, you got to be careful a little bit about what you say. But yes, the mother is absolutely a real manipulator. Okay, so we got through about half. I'm gonna play just a little bit more, and then we're gonna switch gears and talk about Miss Kylie Rodney.
boundaries she would push or make me uncomfortable and I would say stop and she was like, well, why, what did I do? I didn't do anything wrong, and then I would just be like, okay, you didn't do anything wrong, and just leave it at that. Just push my boundaries if you want, do whatever you had to do. And I would just be like a people pleaser, but I didn't have people to please, just my mom. I didn't have anybody to take care of or, help understand me. It's just her all the time, my mom.
How hard has it been right now? I know that this is the only person you feel like you have had, and now that you're separated, how hard is it to make that distinction right now?
Just,
Do you
I-
want to talk to her?
no, not really. I don't want any contact with her at all. I just want to live my life away from her. She can do whatever she wants. I don't care. I just want to live my life. I want to have a family.
Yeah, so this is where he's saying, I don't want anything to do with her. I'm done with her. So good for him. And I pray that he does find counseling and that this woman gets some sort of like jail time or whatever for what she did to him. Because if you can't trust your mother, who can you trust? I think, I know you have the best mom in the world, but so do I. I have the best mom in the world. My mom, she not perfect, but she always told me, my kids will always come first. I will rather feed you than feed myself. I will rather put clothes on your back than buy myself clothes. When I was younger, um, my mom would make sure we had good clothes to wear, but she would not buy herself anything, and then she would just wear our hand me downs or like the shirts or whatever. So that's why for me, I can't even believe that. And they're like biological mother and son. I don't understand how this happens. I don't know. I don't know if this is like abuse that maybe this lady had when she was growing up, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter at that point. Um, hey, Chaos and Grime, how are you? Suzanne, I did read your comment, and it's very interesting what you said. I caught it before you deleted it. Let's see. No problem, Kenny. Thank you for being here. All right, so let's switch gears here. I stop sharing this. Thank you, Miss Shan, for sending me that link. I think I can already play it. So we're gonna talk about Miss Kylie now. Give me like a second here. Can you hear the clickety clacks? Hey Linda, how are you? Okay. And okay. I'm gonna play something for you. Oh man, it's just that Gina gave us so much information the other day that I just kind of I did my best to research everything and then it's just so much. And then I couldn't find some stuff either, so maybe she can help me later if she shows up. I don't know. Okay. I believe it's this. Okay. So it's almost a year to the day of Kylie Rodney. A whole year, y'all. Can you imagine? Here we go. This is how should I start this? Okay, so thank you, Shan, for sending me this. I asked her, do you have anything, in memory of Kylie Rodney? And she sent me this, so I appreciate. Oh, hi, Fee. How are you? I hope you're enjoying your summer. I have a couple questions. Let me not sit back. I have a couple questions about. I have a few questions regarding these parties in the woods because I cannot get a clear answer from any locals or no locals talk about it now that do come into live chats and speak on this. Are these parties still happening out at Prosser? After what happened to Kylie, are these parties still happening? And has there anything been done about them? Have they found a new place to party because they know that we are talking about this place and have been for the last year? Those are the things that I'm thinking about. It's been almost a whole year, and I would almost bet all my money that Placer wishes this would just go away, that we would not talk about Kylie anymore. But I'm going to tell you this because of Kylie, we have come across, and not me, not just me, but we have found and we have discovered so many other cases that have been swept under the rug where things just don't make sense. Gina was on the live 2 days ago, and I really appreciated how she spoke on Placer County and law enforcement because she's a victim of non-justice from that county. She's a victim. Her son is a victim. Her family's a whole victim, I would say. And she did not even bring herself to say that all law enforcement is bad. And this is what people need to understand. Just because someone is a Placer County sheriff doesn't mean that they're a horrible person. There isn't dirt on everybody. But there are just a few. What did Gina say? There are just a few. They call them bad apples that the law enforcement within their own little community, law enforcement community, they say that those that do not abide by the rules are the few bad apples. Right? And so I wanted to play a little Kylie in memory. Kylie, thank you, Shen, for sending me this. You're always very helpful when I need stuff, so I appreciate you for that. And I'm gonna play her video, and then we'll get going from there.
News out of Placer County. 16-year-old Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney is
Kylie Rodney.
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 Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Yeah, every time I listen to this video, I get goosebumps. And Kylie's song is it's just something else, right? It's just something else. So thank you for putting that together. Okay, so we're gonna talk about, oh, let me find it. I don't know how you do this with so many tabs open. I'm gonna tell you that much right now. And it's because I have one screen. Yeah. Let's see. Led with Love says, I have reported previously my childhood friend was seriously abused up there and her abusing knew the sheriff. Well, Led with Love, if you wanna send me that info or send it to my email or keep talking about it here in the chat, that's fine. Please do so because they matter. Everybody matters. Right? Everyone counts. This was a little bit of this. This is from Sluggy Sleuth. So I'm giving her all the credit for this one. This is a video that she has from the celebration of life in Truckee. And I clicked on it, right? Because I'm trying to find like how I'm going to do what I'm going to do today. And I had already watched this video, but I stopped it right there. You see how it's kind of at 58, whatever. And it started at the section where they're all clapping for the teens. Let me go a little bit back because I was listening to it. Put the volume up here.
Zano's, Donner Lake Kitchen, Fireside Pizza, Moody's.
Hold on, because I'm gonna get a little mad right now. So let me be nice and say hi to people before I get a little pissed off. Mark, thank you, Led with Love, for emailing me. Hey, Mark, how are you? Check this out.
Zuri.
Oh, sorry. Right here, she's giving credit to all. I believe it's all the businesses that helped put this together.
Thank you, the Truckee Police Department and all the staff at the Truckee Police Department.
Let's go back. Let's start at the thanks.
It was amazing to see all the different faces, all the different people, that their heart space was there and their will and their love was there. And it is still here today. It doesn't go away. It's circular. It's a continuum. The family base camp was a home for us for 16 days. It was a home for everyone here, people who can't be here today. It was a safe place for us to come together and to find ways that we were going to do the work and share the love so that we could find Kylie. Thank you, Truckee community. Thank you from the family. Be kind to yourself, hug yourself, love yourself. Everyone did a fabulous, wonderful job.
Everyone did what is it? Hug yourself, hug everybody. Everyone did a fabulous job stepping up. This is what they're telling themselves. Deranged.
So we have a list of thank yous.
Okay, here we go. I'm getting closer to the mic because I like my mic. Okay, so close. Yes, Trunkee community. Yeah, this is as loud as it goes, y'all. Okay. Okay, here we go. Check out the thank yous. Let me know what you think about the thank yous.
If I miss anyone, it is not because it's just because I miss someone. And I think we're all missing a lot. So please be gentle with me on this thank you list. We first started
No, I'm not going to be gentle.
at the Truckee Downer Rec Department. We didn't know that's where our base camp was going to be, but thank you, Truckee Downer Rec Department, for opening up and allowing us to hold space there with the family base camp. Thank you, Truckee Rec, for allowing and opening up the community rec center for any of the community meetings that.
Hey, you know what? I wonder if they thank Prosser Family Campground for always allowing teens and young adults to provide alcohol and drugs. I wonder if they thank them. Do you think that they thank them for, because they live in a place where it's surrounded by trees and wildlife? I wonder if they're thanking on the park rangers for keeping people safe at these campgrounds with parties, not just one, but two happening close by, where one child just vanished for 2 weeks and nobody had any idea where she was. I wonder if they're going to thank them. I don't know. Let's see.
Were held during that time. Thank you to Kylie's dad for bringing in his fifth wheel. That was a saving grace. Thank you, Nikki, for bringing in your travel trailer. That was powerful. We needed all that. Thank you for all the volunteers that showed up organically. We didn't know who was going to woman or man the table, but we did it. Thank you to all the search and rescue and all the flyering. Thank you.
All the flyering. Okay. Look, I'm going to say this. Washoe County, I think they tried. I mean, they had all that sonar equipment. You remember all those images? But something was off. I do believe that 80% of the people that were working to find Kylie were actually working to find Kylie. And so this is why I refer back to the comment that I made earlier about Placer County and their authorities. Not every sheriff, not every cop, not every judge is corrupt. However, you do have those bad apples. And Gina explained it beautifully the other day. I might just go back and play what she said because I cannot say it better than she articulated it in a way that kind of made everybody's jaw drop. If I'm correct. Oops, that was my water. Sorry, my hands are going everywhere. Okay. So but there are people, in my opinion, that didn't want to find her. And those people had kids at this party. At this point, you can argue the fact that this party had a lot to do, like the adults that had children at this party, they had a lot to do with how this all went down. It's better if Kylie was just not found. It's better if she just vanished like the hundreds of thousands of kids that vanish every year. Okay? Rant over.
Thank you to Nevada County Search and Rescue, Placer County, FBI, and everyone who helped us find Kylie. When we got together, we didn't know. We're like, media, what? How do we do media? Well, Linda.
How do we do media? You guys remember that lady? She goes, what? Media? What? How do we handle media? Do you remember that lady that basically made herself the media liaison or something? You remember that video? Let me rewind. I keep interrupting it. I'm so sorry.
Everyone who helped us find Kylie. When we got together, we didn't know. We're like, media, what? How do we do media? Well, Linda Petty is a volunteer that flew in from Salt Lake City, and she navigated media for us.
They had, what was her name? What was her name? Did you guys catch that name? Because now I want to go research this. But she flew in from Salt Lake City to navigate media for them. Excuse me, ma'am? Let me go back. Linda something. Linda Cuddy or what? But did she say Salt? You know how far away Salt Lake City is from Truckee? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys know what I'm doing already, right? Just to be dramatic here, because that to me sounds really ridiculous. And then somebody in chat may know exactly why and who this person is. I have no idea. Okay, here you go. Mhm, mhm. Cool. So they had someone. So they had someone calling in from over here. Oopsies. Wow, that's quite a ways away. What do you guys think about that? I was not planning to do this, but I'm doing it, so we're going with it. People need media training into their lying. Damn, dude. Get all the lies lined up. Yep. Doing great, just pulling my hair out, listening to the brainwashing. Yeah, for sure. Somebody keep track of this name for me. They all sound as though they are on replay. Same monotone voices. Very true, Kenny. Kenny, lay down, dude. Get some rest. Hey, J. Rana, how are you doing? And yes, thank you guys. I'm not doing so good on the chat right now, but I'm doing my best. Thankfully, my mom's all here. People need media training. Oh yes, that's a very good point. Linda is the lady you played that time talking to the person. Oh yeah, so that's her. So she came in all the way from Salt Lake City. What the? Okay. Wow. Now I want to do a little bit. Yeah, we talked about Linda. Okay, so she's from Salt Lake City. I had no idea. Okay, cool. All right, let's go back because there's more to this. Can you guys hear all the clicks? It's real loud, right? Let me know.
How do we do media? Well, Linda, the Cuddy, is a volunteer that flew in from Salt Lake City, and she navigated media for us. And we're a godsend, a goddess-send. We're so helpful for us to be able to figure out how to work media into our little organization we built in 48 hours. Thank you, the Truckee Police Department, and all the staff at the Truckee Police Department.
Okay, so far they've thanked the rec center. They've thanked the random volunteers they didn't know they were gonna have. They thanked Linda from coming in from Utah. They thanked police department again because I think they thanked them already at the beginning. They thanked all the search and rescue. They like FBI and all them. Okay, I'm trying to keep track here.
Helping us. Thank you for the PIOs. I finally know it now. PIOs. I got that. It took me a while. Those are public information officers. We had lots of them. Thank God. They've helped us. Thank you, CHP, for being part of the team. The relationship between the family and law enforcement was 100% for beautiful, really.
Okay, so she does address CHP. Okay, how she speaks on about CHP and the police and Kylie is interesting, or like the family. Did you guys catch that? Like, I'm play it again. Just listen.
Wow, those are public information officers, and we had lots of them. Thank God. They've helped us. Thank you, CHP, for being part of the team. The relationship between the family and law enforcement was 100% for beautiful, really. It was a great working relationship, and so thank you for that. Then there was, how are we going to eat? We didn't even know. At first, I started.
Okay, so now we're still not thinking like we're still not thinking AWP at all, right? Still no mention of AWP. Any outside entity. Right now they're gonna start about, oh my god, how are we gonna eat? Like, oh my god. It is too lighthearted for me. This is too lighthearted. This is September the 10th. Okay. Okay, all right, let me just keep going.
That is the relationship, and so thank you for that. Then there was, how are we going to eat? We didn't even know. At first, I started off as the food person. I brought in some food first from Coffee Bar. So thank you, Coffee Bar. And then other people from the community came in and brought us coffee. So thank you to all of you who brought food to us and coffee to us every single day. Just amazing. The sandwiches, the first day.
Oh my god, the sandwiches, y'all. The sandwiches. Y'all, the coffee, dude. The coffee and oh my god, that coffee must have been lit. Do people still say that lit or it's fire? Bet those sandwiches, yo.
Well, whatever day it was, but it was Monday, and we had women making sandwiches out of the back of their car. I mean, it was
Well, yeah, I do that when I go to the beach, but okay, all right then.
amazing. We had people stopping by, just dropping things off so that we all could eat while we were doing the work of finding Kylie.
How is I don't understand doing the work of finding Kylie? Okay, you know what? It's because in my head, and I know I tell little jokes because I don't like getting angry. Angry. Emotional intelligence is something that I try to teach my students, and so I get a little lighthearted. I laugh about stuff, but please do not mistake that for me being insensitive to what's happening. It's just that I think these people are ridiculous, so I'm gonna put a little joke in there. And also, Fee, you're funny with the crane. I read it. I know what you're saying back there. Thank you for being here, Fee, and listening. But it's just come on, y'all. Like, are you guys are listening to this? I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the second time I listened to this little section because you have to get to know what the people are like. And so far, it just sounds like thanks for helping us find a lost dog. That to me, that's what it sounds like. Oh my god, thank you for helping me find my dog, and like thank you for bringing me coffee when I woke up early to go search for him. It doesn't seem like it was serious at all.
There's some noted restaurants.
Here we go with more
so
fucking
we all
food.
could eat while we were doing the work of finding Kylie. There's some noted restaurants and other humans in town I want to specifically share a thank you to. Best Pies, Old Town Tap, El Toro Bravo.
Dude, I cannot. I love my computer way too much to punch it, but I will. Damn.
Zano's, Donner Lake Kitchen, Fireside Pizza, Moody's.
Hey, Surf Mama. Sorry if I didn't see you come in. Linda, I don't know if I said hi. Mary, welcome. Carly, how are you doing? Mark, I think I said hi to you. Hi, Leslie. And anybody else that I missed, tell me in the chat. I'd say hi to you, and I'll say hi to you because I like saying hi to you. Okay, sorry. Let me go.
Zuri, Wild Cherries, Dark Time specifically share a thank you to. Best Pies, Old Town Tap, El Toro Bravo, Zano's, Donner Lake Kitchen, Fireside Pizza, Moody's. Zuri, Wild Cherries, Dark Horse, Coffee Bar at the Mall. So my journey.
Okay, I'm gonna do something stupid. I'm gonna count.
Who was gonna woman or man the table, but we did it. Now we're like media, what?
What? Media?
You were a godsend of how to work media in PIOs. I got that. It took help. The relationship between the family bar and then other people from the
bar
came in and brought us coffee.
Okay.
So thank you to all of you. Just amazing. Sandwichmen making sandwiches out of the
Do I sound silly right now? Yes. I'm being silly. I'm being very silly right now. Yes.
back of their car. There's some no share. Thank you to those.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, that's 9 because.
So my journey.
Okay, 10. Cool.
How are we going to do this? What are we doing?
What are we doing?
How do I fit into helping and supporting the family, right? Which I think all of us were there. How do we play a part? I just care. Maybe all we can give is a hug and a hope, and that's enough. And others stepped in, and they were searching. Oh my.
I would say if you're from the woods, I don't think standing around a table is going to help find her. Because look, you guys remember, I forgot her name. Wow. I feel like an idiot now. The young lady that went missing around Kylie's time and, the couple, but it was the other young lady that was eventually found off the cliff. Do you remember her parents? Somebody put her name in the chat for me before I hate myself. She's from that area, that California area. Her parents searched for her. I mean, every time the cameras were on, her parents were walking some sort of field. Her parents were never in one place. They weren't even at their house. So I know that everybody does things differently. I get that. However, if your child is missing, or if you're familiar with the wilderness and like being here, wouldn't you want to go out and search by foot? I don't know, maybe it really is a super kumbaya situation, right? Everybody just wants to give you a hug, and that hug will bring light to your soul, and that light will guide Kylie's soul to you. I don't know, I just made that up, but you guys know what I'm saying, right? Jolisa Fuentes, yes, thank you, Noel. If this was trivia night, you'd win the whole day.
My God, the first day, that first full day, there was over
Yes, Mary, you too.
250 volunteers. Amazing. I even heard stories of business owners paying their staff to go out and search for Kylie. Local business owners. Amazing. Like, here, go. Spend your work day supporting Kylie's family. Then there are people, stores like Ace Hardware, Rock and Rose, that gave love and gave support. Sierra Bible Church made sure the families were fed after hours and brought food. Amazing. Just took that on. When we're there, as the story goes, there's a lot of emotional balancing that needs to happen.
I'm going to ask you this question. Did she thank AWP? They thanked a coffee shop. They thanked pizza pies. They thanked the lady that brought them sandwiches and put them together in the back of the truck. But why are you not thanking them? I'm sorry, I know I'm loud. Why are you not thanking them? I mean, if it's your pride that is stopping you from thanking them, something's wrong. Do you remember that Megs and Sam said, if anybody's gonna find them, it's gonna find her. It's the community. Remember, it was like us three in the community. It was always about the community. But right now, the community looks like it just likes to picnic and play guitar around a campfire. But you had people. I mean, This was the first time that they came in on an ongoing investigation, an ongoing search. They found you. They found your daughter. They found your community member. Right? Kylie is everyone's child. They found her, and you thank the lady that put some sandwiches together in the back of a truck that one time. So I don't understand. I don't get it.
So Nevada County Behavioral Health stepped in. Phoebe Bell being the lead. Allison Schwedner was there. Kim Bradley. These are humans that came in. Jasmine that came in, and they were there for us. They were there for the teens. What can we say about the teens? Let's do a round of applause. Okay.
All right, here we go about the teens. This is the part when I opened up this video, it started here, and I about threw up almost again.
Applause to our Bradley. These are humans that came in. Jasmine that came in, and they were there for us. They were there for the teens. What can we say about the teens? Let's do a round of applause to our teens. My story is I may know how to run an organization, but I'm going to tell you what those kids were able to do in the first 72 hours was amazing.
What did they do? What did they do in the first 72 hours? Could someone tell me? What am I missing here? What did they do the first 72 hours? They lied? Or wait, do you think that it was the first 72 hours that the parents told their kids don't say anything about the party or don't make a statement? What do you think? What do they mean? What do you think the parents that are there clapping for the teens are those the same parents that told? And this is not a rumor, y'all. It's on the news. You know how I am. I'm the bitch with the news clips. Oh God. This shit was on the news, y'all. It was like fucking, who was it? MSN, NBC, I don't know, one of them. They were reporting how parents were telling their kids not to say anything. right? So is that what they were doing the first 72 hours? Just kind of getting everything kind of, tidy for a police department, just to make sure they know who to question, who not to question, making sure that Sam was the first one there to make sure that all the information was filtered through her, right? The same Sam that likes to play fight right when the news cameras are there. She doesn't even care. There are news cameras. They're over here fighting each other. A year later, here we are. This is where we are a year later. Still with these questions, still with the anger that this county, just the negligence of this county, not everybody, but a lot of them. Okay. We're gonna play a little bit more and then we're gonna switch over to Dylan. Thank you guys for still being here. Again, remember I told you 9 o'clock my time was when I was gonna cut this, and I'm gonna keep to my word because ain't nobody trying to stay up till 5 in the morning. All right, here we go. Hey Jody, how are you? Thank you for being here. Here we go.
Thanks. My story is I may know how to run an organization, but I'm going to tell you what those kids were able to do in the first 72 hours was amazing, right?
Amazing.
The kids together, working with law enforcement, supporting one another, reaching out for statements. Amazing. I'm not going to name you all off, but I know you're here. I know that core group that's here.
The core group being Sam and her 3 little boys that follow her around. Mags, Kate, right?
You guys, you're strong. You're our future, and you're amazing.
If that's our future, everyone stay the fuck away from Truckee.
I want to thank media. I want to thank media for covering a story. Be respectful in covering the story. We have local news from Reno. We have Sacramento news. I would be remiss, though, not to just announce out our one local guy, JD Haas. He is amazing.
JD Haas. Hold on. Let me write that down. Let's see. Okay.
He was with us the whole time, supporting through his radio and beyond. So thank you, JD. I know you can't be here today, but thank you. And then I also want to thank Moonshine Inc., the graciousness of Moonshine Inc. and supporting the family around the eulogy and other things. And so thank you very much.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there. We can further discuss this, or if you want my opinion or whatever on the rest of this. Thank you, Sluggy Sleuth, for, I didn't ask for permission, but if someone can drop her channel down here, or I can do it actually. Why am I so lazy? Let me do it. I just want to make sure I have enough time to get to everything. I have not watched any of the other stuff from Sluggy Sleuth, but I appreciate this video and it being on her page or their page. There we go. That's there. That's that page. In the link to this specific video, I know many of you have seen it. Here we go. There we go. All right. Let's go. Okay, now let's transition. Okay, so so for me, school starts on Monday. So I'm trying to get back into my teacher mode, presenting mode. So I'm trying to stick to like my schedule that I wrote down and presenting and everything. Okay, so that's why this today might seem a little different. I'm trying to get back my teacher shoes back on, if you know what I mean. Okay. So when we were talking with Gina 2 days ago, if you were here for Gina, if you guys know what I'm talking about when I say Dylan, put a 1 in chat. And if you have no idea about Gina Rousey and Gina Wesley and Dylan Rousey, put a 2 in chat. Just if you can, I'm not going to make you participate, just so I can know who I'm talking to. Helps me. Teacher sneakers. I like that. Yes, never forget Kylie Rodney. Don't forget to hashtag Kylie Rodney. The more we say her name, the more we put her name out there, the better the algorithm is for her. Yeah. It's because I start school early. That's why I get paid the big bucks. All right. Okay. So First of all, Gina was in our chat the other day. Appreciate her so much. This is, I looked up, okay, so Gina's son, uh, Dylan Rousey, he was a victim of a fatal car crash. He was hit by Nicholas and Manuel Baker in October of 2020, I believe. Now, Dylan was young. He had his whole life ahead of him. The way that this case was handled, well, it wasn't handled. I'm going to tell you that. As far as we know, Nicholas Baker has not done any jail time. Now, Nicholas Baker, this is coming from Gina, who lived in Placer, and I trust what she's saying. I know that Shan has helped me do a little bit of background work on that, so thank you for that, Shan. Now, from what I understand, the story is very much true. I am finding little bits of it on the internet, but nobody has been talking like Dylan. It's like Dylan Rousey never existed. A lot of people from Placer County swept this under the rug. So I'm going to make it a point to mention Dylan as much as I possibly can for Dylan, for Gina, but for all of the others that probably have also just been swept under the rug. All right. So here we go. So this is another person who is speaking on Dylan. This is on Facebook. It says, for those that you don't already know, I liked how she wrote this. This is not Gina, but this is a friend of Gina's. For those of you that don't already know, this was in Placer. Yes, this was in Placer County. Dylan's life was stolen from him by a drunk driver late Friday, early Saturday morning. I'm begging everyone to not drink and drive, but to also do everything you can to prevent others from doing so as well. This was a senseless and easily avoidable tragedy. Dylan fought hard to find happiness in life and the good in people. His laughter and smile were infectious. He was continually optimistic about the future and new opportunities over the horizon. Even when he'd collect a lot of evidence to the contrary, he's always championed the underdog and was willing to risk it all to try to save someone in need. Sometimes he made it difficult to be his friend, but it was always impossible not to love him. When he cared about something or someone, he did so with everything within him. During his quest for happiness and peace, he touched many lives in many ways. Certainly, anyone who briefly had his friendship or worked with him would agree that he is truly unforgettable. The world is a poorer place without him. My life would not be the same if I hadn't met him. And they had a memorial. This is Dylan, everybody. You know, and I want to show his face. And Gina gave me permission to share, so I'm doing it. Just wanted to give. I'm if it's okay, I'll make a little video and then post it. Maybe some of y'all can help me with it, but just so you kind of get a little bit to know. This happened in 2020. That's right, but he's still crying his name. So I'm going to stop sharing this and then I'm going to go into something else here. Now, Miss Wesley asked me to look up CHP officer Mike Sefras, I believe. This is him. I believe she spoke well of this person. So this is something that this is a point that I wanted to make. She did not speak ill of everybody that worked for CHP or Placer County or the local law enforcement. I believe this is someone she said was a good person. And she said, just look them up and you'll see. So I did look them up. And this is a little ride along with this person. But this person was assigned to Dylan's case. And this is someone of integrity. And for the case to still be kind of swept under the rug, it's weird for her. Here we go.
We operate under what's called a maximum enforcement period. That means that it's kind of an all hands on deck.
We drove on Highway 80 in North Sacramento.
Have you had to deal with much hit and runs here?
Hit and runs, unfortunately, are 30% of our workload in the North Sacramento area.
In just a few minutes on the highway, Officer Zerfas spotted someone.
She's on her phone right there, and she's looking down at it. When I drove by you there, I could see your cell phone was in your right hand. It looked like you were working it with your thumb, and you were staring at it. What were you doing with your phone?
So what's more common, especially during this time, is it DUIs or speeding or?
Well, speeding's the name of the game. I mean, speeding is all day long, every day. DUI is definitely one of our major focuses because that's where the tragedy happens. There's this guy here. He's going to go right by me. I'm already doing 65, 70. Start trying to match his speed. He's pushing 80 miles an hour now. Hey, driver, go ahead and exit the freeway. Keep going. Exit the freeway. Clearly, something has you distracted because you drove right by a marked black and white patrol car. It's New Year's Eve. We're out in force. We're looking for impaired drivers, dangerous drivers.
Officer Zerfas was on patrol for close to 20 years. Some of the things he's seen are the reasons why they're so serious about safety.
For whatever reason, she fled the scene at an extreme high rate of speed.
So again, Gina recommended I watch this video because again, this police officer here, Mike Sefras, he was assigned to Dylan's case. Now, she used this video to show me, or just to kind of prove that this is a good person. And so now think about what happened to Dylan. It's still being swept under the rug. You have someone like this that was assigned to Dylan's case, and the case just kind of went away. That tells you a lot about the people in power, about how the system is run, and how easy it is for an officer to just be told to be quiet, no matter how good of an officer you are, no how honorable. Imagine how badly someone has to scare you to just shut up, if that makes sense. I don't know if some people are K Anna Bean, how are you? Good to see you. Okay, so I'm gonna go because I only have a little bit of time left. Okay, so what we're gonna watch next. Oh, this is easier when I have more computers for me. Give me a second here. I don't need that one. Okay. Okay, so here. Okay, so she told me to look up next. And thank you. It was let me get the name. It was Linda Warren. She told me to look up Linda Warren and this organization called Lost But Not Forgotten. So I'm gonna play that next. I'm just learning so much from Gina right now. Here we go. This is from a woman that lost her children. I'll let it play for itself.
On August 17th, 2008, we went to bed, a very happy family of 7. About 5 o'clock in the morning on the 18th, a policeman came to inform us that our Robbie had died in a motorcycle accident. A very short 31 days later, our oldest son's best friend is knocking on the door at 5 in the morning to inform us that Chris was at 29, was in a plane crash, and he did not survive.
4 people are dead and 2 critically injured after their Learjet bound for the Southland crashes during takeoff in South Carolina. The 2 survivors, former Blink 182 drummer Travis Barker and DJ AM.
Now, do you guys remember what Miss Gina was talking about the other day with Travis Barker? Now, this is gonna have to be a whole nother live because she basically opened up a rabbit hole for me, and so there's a lot going on now. But we're gonna start it here today, okay? And we're gonna go live again probably tomorrow to continue talking about this because this connects to what happened. So it's a lot, but we're gonna do it slowly. I'm gonna rewind that just a little bit.
Injured after their Learjet bound for the Southland crashes during takeoff in South Carolina. The 2 survivors, former Blink 182 drummer Travis Barker and DJ AM.
So now 2 of our sons are gone, and we're left with a 2.5-year-old grandson who's never gonna know his daddy. So Christmas comes along, and it's my favorite holiday, and I have 2 less to share it with. There are so many families out there that are blessed to have their children, but there's something that has happened in their life, whether it's illness, death. there's something that is preventing them from doing Christmas for their children. They may financially be fine, but emotionally, they just can't do it.
And look, this needs to be a reminder that I know everybody grieves differently, but listening to this woman speak really just breaks my heart. I know it's breaking yours. Why is Lindsay the way she is? Or maybe she's not doing it for the cameras, maybe that's what it is. But there's a lot of tragedy that surrounds Placer. And we're going to slowly peel the onions,
So we stepped in to do it.
Our mission at Lost But Not Forgotten is to help local families that are going through some type of trauma or struggle, whether it's financial or emotional or just some type of tragedy.
So essentially, they began this organization, Lost But Not Forgotten. So keep that in your mental notes, because we're going to dig more into that, because this lady, there's a lot more to her. There's a lot more to her story. But I'm going to link this down here in the chat for you. And again, Gina, I don't know if you're listening, but thank you so much for giving us kind of all this information. So there's that link for this. I'm going to pause that there because I want to get into, I'm going to take this one off. I'm actually going to go into the live from yesterday. I just have to find it because the tabs. Okay. And also, Justice A to Z, I don't know if you're here, but Justice A to Z did a live yesterday, or I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, and she kind of, she gave a shout out to Dylan and his story. So I want to thank you very much for just keeping this out there. And anybody else in chat that has anything or has a channel or whatever, make sure you put Dylan's name out there. It's important, especially because no one's doing anything about it. So I'm going to go into Gina's page first. Okay, so this is Gina's page. So Gina, she created this page specifically for Dylan, her son. She has a video of where the tragedy happened. She has, on her own accord, created or put information together of the people that were involved with this. I'm still trying to get through all this information myself, but she's naming some people by name. And to get, I'm trying to figure out how to kind of get through the information. Oops, there we go. I think that was it. Yeah, so here, this is from Placer County. She's trying to find case numbers for Nicholas, the asshole that killed her son. There's nothing. There's no arrest record for him. He has a friend in Placer that works in law enforcement, and she believes that they kind of swept it under the rug. Okay. Yeah, thank you for keeping the drama out of here. Whenever you did, we do the drama thing, it kind of takes away from the real victims, So, but I appreciate you being comfortable here. But just we can all talk about that later. That really doesn't matter really at all right now for me. Okay, so yeah, there's no arrest record for Nicholas Baker at all. So that should alone already tell you something. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to go into the live. I'm going to play. We have like 10 minutes left. I'm going to play a little bit of the live from yesterday. And because I could not, I'm going to tell you this. I have not listened to this live from yesterday. Miss Shan said she listened to it like 4 times. I don't know. That was crazy. I have not listened to it yet. I was trying to listen to her while she was on panel with me and just trying to trying to focus on her and all that. And I was doing a horrible job with the chat, but I would like to listen to a little bit with you and chat with you like in real time, if that's cool. Okay. We're going to do that for like 10, 15 minutes and then we'll be on our way. And then we'll talk again tomorrow if you guys are up for it. Kenny, good night or good morning. And thank you for being here, and be safe tomorrow at work. Make that money. Okay, let me just find the spot here. And thank you guys for being here and going along this journey with me. There you go.
And you can find it like there's a
So this is Miss Gina up on panel with us.
Standing men. They were exceptional men who worked my son's
along with Kylie Rodney, because fuck that. I just have to fast forward the spots where I talk. My voice is, it's weird. I see you. There we go.
My dad, my family haven't lost my dad. And then
and just again, sorry. She comes from a family of military. Her family, what did she say, was a Gold Star family. So you would think that her family would have a lot of respect from the community because they've served. But she describes how her family was treated like shit, regardless of everything they have done for their country, you know.
have restaurants there that have outdoor seating. Like right next to where it happened.
Wow.
And same with Officer Terry, and you can find it. Like there's a video where the Officer Zerfus was being followed with media, and
that's the one, the Officer Zerfus with media. That's the one I showed you guys, so you know what she's talking about.
When you hear him, he pulls somebody over who is texting while driving, and when you hear how he speaks to that person and how he carries himself, he's very humble. Just his character is quite obvious. So for Placer County to do what they did, it's just bullshit, because you had uniforms who had to work that site that had to see my son's vehicle in flames. My son's car was hit like less than a quarter of a mile from the fire department that's there at was it?
Sorry. I apologize. I was on your Facebook.
It's like King Road in Auburn Folsom.
Yes.
So I would be willing to bet you money that some people went on foot before the trucks came, because it probably would have been quicker for them to run on foot and come with medical supplies while they pulled out the trucks and stuff like that. I mean, I can't speak. Pablo Subst, who I wrote his name down when I was messaging you on YouTube. He lives like right next to where it happened.
Wow.
And he remembers it. And so there's, and you look at where it happened, there are houses, because this is 11 o'clock at night, 11:30. So people are still awake. They're going to hear that. They're going to see that.
Yeah.
And so not only would you have, there's a vehicle behind my son's car that had two people in it. So it wasn't even just one eyewitness, two eyewitnesses, that, let alone the neighbors, that are right there. Let alone Nicholas Baker got drunk in a parking lot at the Dutch Brothers parking lot in Auburn Folsom and Douglas Boulevard. They were getting drunk there weekly. Like, and because this is during COVID, right? And then you have restaurants there that have outdoor seating. I knew that they were getting drunk there because I had a friend who worked at True Value, or not True, is it True Value? Ace Hardware. And so sometimes I'd wait for him when he'd get off of work, and the kids would be pulling in around 7 o'clock, and they're drinking and they're driving their fancy cars that have their great sound systems. And so the whole community knew this was going on. And so he got drunk in that parking lot, and he might have been at the lake. His sister lives near there.
So she's talking about how because this is Placer County. Everybody's getting drunk everywhere in Placer County. And it just seems like there are no consequences for those that make the choice to drive drunk.
From what I could gather, like just miles down the road. So it's just.
Well, Miss King
Officer-
Scarlett, she wants to
Officer-
know what your son's name is. If that's
Dylan, Dylan Rousey.
Dylan, and then last name, spell that for me.
Rousey, Rowsey.
I put the name in the chat, and he's going to be a name that's not going to be forgotten, Miss Wesley.
Because that's the other thing too. It's like when they went and they pulled all the shit off of Placer County sites, and then the stuff that would show up would talk about Dylan Rousey was killed, and they went and name and time when somebody is like a drunk driver kills somebody, right? They list the person who committed the crime, not the victim. But in my case, they list the victim of my son.
You know what? Now it makes sense, because every time she speaks about what happened to her son Dylan, she doesn't really say Dylan's name. She's always saying Nicholas M. Baker. She says Nicholas M. Baker killed my son. Everybody needs to research Nicholas M. Baker. She's always putting Nicholas M. Baker's name out there, and now I know why she's doing that. At first, I was like, why doesn't she say Dylan's name more? But no, it's because the media kind of abused how they put his name out. So she's just putting Dylan's name out there. I understand now.
But they protect Nicholas Baker. And just like, they have connections, I have connections as well. And I asked people who have connections, who have security clearances, on huge levels to research this. Because I was like, I knew instantly, as soon as things got fishy, my California dad was law enforcement. People who have connections, who have security clearances, on huge levels to research this. Because I was like, I knew instantly, as soon as things got fishy, I knew instantly as affluence and likely law enforcement. And the reason I knew law enforcement is because my California dad was law enforcement. He was 36 years retired. He worked 38 years with Sacramento County Sheriff's Department.
Thank you for
And so there are certain things that I have other friends who are law enforcement. And so there's certain things that I know, such as law enforcement family members, when their license plate will show up as nothing.
What?
Yeah, they're protected.
What?
So the other thing, judges and things like that, say if a judge needs to get information, right? It needs to do something DMV or whatever. So then they have to put in a code in order to get the information accessible. And then so say they go to DMV or whatever, and then it's shut down. It only stays open for so long.
Okay, so I hope that you guys really heard what she just said about license plates and law enforcement and military. That is very disturbing. Because who's to say that you're not driving through Placer County? You get hit by someone who's a Marine or someone that's related to law enforcement. Is your accident just going to be swept under the rug? Gina is one of the first people, if not the first person, to come out about this corruption that I have seen that is so open and honest and unafraid. Phantom Channel, let me see what you're saying. There is a small amount of people involved in intelligence that reside in the area and also in El Dorado Hills. It is the furthest town out of Sacramento that the elite can tolerate commuting by car. Really? Wow. So it is not far-fetched, right? To those that think that our theories about the elites kind of keeping this under the rug, keeping Kylie's death under the rug, the theory that we have, but really the gut feeling, if now the proof, not really proof because we don't have documents, so I guess it's just as much as we can get for right now. Is it so far-fetched that Kylie was a victim of this as well? Yeah, you did hear it right, Carrie. I put the link to this live here. I do not like to toot my own horn, but I do believe, and that was no pun intended because I'm a music teacher. I encourage you to watch this, but like fast forward through all my BS and just get to where the lady's talking, Miss Gina's talking, and go watch it and share it because it is very important. Yes, KD Bug. The Phantom Channel says Governor Newsom lives in Fair Oaks, sorry, which is right down by the road from Granite Bay. Oh, okay, so we talked about Granite Bay. Oh man, I wish I could stay live longer, but I got to keep to a schedule now. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about that Phantom Channel. Are you down to hang out tomorrow and give us any insight? I appreciate you being here. But yeah, there's a lot going on. Wasn't it like Eddie Murphy over there by Granite Bay or something like that? Gina was talking about it. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys for being here. I'm not gonna be able to say hi or goodbye to everybody. Okay, thank you, Fam Channel. I'll probably schedule it around the same time, 7:30, if that works for everybody. Missy, Miss W, oh my God, I love your hearts. Miss Justice, I was waiting for you. You're awesome. You are awesome. And I don't know if you were here, but I thank you so much for giving a shout out to Dylan's case. And I appreciate you so much. You're amazing in what you're doing with your channel. And I promise I'm going to hop over there and hang out. You're awesome, Miss Justice. Love and respect to everybody here. The person whose plate is run is notified that their license plate is being run, and by whom? Really, Jay Rana, is that true? That's crazy. Okay, guys. Well, we need to get back together tomorrow. We'll talk. I'll be a little bit more. Okay. Yes, ma'am. We'll talk a little bit more about Granite Bay, and we'll schedule it around the same time. I love you. I love you. I love you all very much. And thank you for being here. Thank you for being a kind chat. Thank you for everything that you're doing in the true crime community to keep this place safe. And make sure that these victims, that their names never die. Okay? All right, y'all. And also, should we do Trivia Thursday? I don't know. Okay. I love y'all. You have a very good night. And if you're catching on the replay, just let me know what you think in the comments. All right. Bye, y'all.